What is up, everybody? We are going to be doing a top end rebuild on Louie's bike. But right now we're getting bit to shreds by these mosquitoes. They're eating you alive. But before we get there, we got to get these bikes right. I got my favorite helper right here. So we freed the dirt bike. Well, Tasha freed the dirt bike.
Freed it.
We have it locked up. It is free, and it's time to get her fixed. So we are ready to get going. We got it off the trailer and we are going to get that piston right there. So let's get started. All right, here's a quick tip. How do you drain the coolant in a 2021 KTM 85cc? You put on a 30 star bit right here where you have the radiator hose coming into this plate. You're gonna want to back that out.
What's that you say?
All right, so we got our dirt bike in the garage. We have it set up on this pretty cool rolling jack. So we can move this around at will. This little setup right there. So first things first, we gotta get the gas tank off, the seat off. We gotta get the muffler off, and that will allow us access to the cylinder. So we're gonna get started with a brand new top end on Louie's 85cc. This is a KTM 2021, and his cylinder has a little bit of a gash in it. If you're watching previous videos, you'll see we're at a race and that bike wouldn't start. Turns out the piston basically got compromised, caused it to nick the cylinder. Guys helped us out. We were able to get it done before the race. All right, so we got our number one helper. Come up here, Marley. We got Marley right here. Say what's up, Marley. She's gonna help us out. She's our work dog. So Louie,
yeah.
What are we doing to your bike?
We're gonna fix it. We're gonna take the top end off.
So our first step to getting this bike up to race ready is gonna be redoing the top end. So let's get started. We got Marley right here. Say what's up, Marley. She's gonna help us out. She's our work dog. All right, so one of the first things you wanna do is to turn off the gas. Now what you're gonna wanna do, basically get this off. All right, so first things first, we're gonna remove this gas line here. We're gonna remove the tank. We're gonna remove the seat. So next thing, we're gonna take off these brackets. Same thing on the back side. We're gonna take off the spark plug cap. We're gonna take off this hose. Basically gonna take everything that's holding this cylinder to the bike. We're gonna take it off. Next thing you wanna do is you wanna take off this muffler right here, and you basically got two springs, and then we're gonna get this pipe off. So there it is, muffler. Comes off pretty easy. Got a bolt here and a bolt here. And then you got the two springs, pretty straightforward. Now we're gonna take off this component right here. All right, so you're gonna remove this cap. You're basically taking off the 3 screw holes. You can work it out, pull it back. You're gonna have a gasket in here. Okay, then you're gonna have a little smill right here. And we've already pulled this out. You're gonna do that. You're gonna put all this right in this cap so you don't forget it. And then here, now you can get this out. All right, so a little tip. Since we're replacing this cylinder, which is a brand new cylinder, so it doesn't come with all the components. So the idea is, while we're taking them off from the other cylinder, instead of just putting them down, we're gonna start building out the cylinder where we can. So some of the components we're gonna do. So essentially, when you look at this coming out this way, you got the left side, and we're gonna get to this component right here. We're gonna start taking this component apart, and we're gonna put it in the new cylinder as we go. So it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. All right, so we got the bolts out of there. Next thing, let's get the spark plug off. So there it is. We got the cylinder off. There's the piston. And you could see there was a issue with too much fuel, because I'm quite sure if you could see it in there. Look at that gash. So I'm surprised this thing is running. Look at that gash. This was running. He actually rode this out there at Kylie's
last weekend.
Last weekend. Look at that gash. That's right in the cylinder. Look here. You can see right there. That's actually bent. So that is actually bent. Look at it sticking out right there. So that's what kept scarring up that piston, because it had flexibility and room to move around, but it was still running, which is crazy. Got through some races. Yeah, so you could kind of see that that ring actually twisted around in there and bound itself into that. See, it was going in like that, and it got off track and it got stuck just like that, and scratched up the cylinder. So yep, there it is. Make sure when you take off that cylinder and you get the new piston, you replace this component in here. So it's kind of hard to see, it's dark, but you want to replace that. So make sure you leave that inside that screen. So remember, you just put this piece on. When you get these new cylinders, they don't have anything, nothing whatsoever. So you will have to put all the old, or if you need to replace some components, on the new bare bones cylinder. Just a quick heads up. All right, so important note when you're doing these cylinders is there's actually a plate right here that separates and allows you to get to this component here. You could see the bolts that hold on the exhaust pipe, the rings, and then one other one is actually holding on a little piece of this plate, which then holds on this component. So once you get those screws out, you give it a little bit of a tap, you know, with some kind of metal object, nice and easy, and then it should break loose. And once it breaks loose, then you'll see you have that component right here. That's how you get that component. All right, so this is the component that comes out, and then basically you get a little screwdriver and you just want to break it free in here because it's a little jammed up. You see, we want to clean this off, get this carbon built up off. But once you get that little screwdriver in there, it'll set it free, so you can go ahead and rock it out of there. This you have to clean and put it in with the new one that they have here, and then put this component back on the old one. So we have this front component back on, and remember, in order to get this component here off, you have to take this piece off. So you saw it separated. Point of reference is, you can see this little nipple here. This is at the top, and also this cylinder here is at the top, and it faces alongside this way. And now inside here, you'll notice there's this gear component down here. It's all the way open when this is at the top. So we got all the components that we need back on this unit from the old one. Basically, we just had these turning components here. We also had this nipple here for the overflow coolant, and we had to put these fasteners down that fastens this plate, and then this adjustment screw with a little Allen wrench in the middle, and that's how you adjust your valve down here to stop. So we got all our components ready, and we are ready to put it back on the bike. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and put the head on. That way we can handle the head with the gaskets. You got two gaskets that are going to go around here. You have two studs. Right now there's a stud here and there's a stud in the bike, the block. So just remember that you have that, the outer ring and the inner ring, and put the head on top, and that's where the spark plug goes. Put the spark plug on, and then we'll be ready to attach it to the bike. So what we have is we have our piston all assembled. We have it oiled up. You want to use the oil that you use for your premix, for your gas, and you want to coat this so it's got some good lubrication for that first initial drive home. You want to make sure that you have all your components in here, your clips and all that in, and you want to make sure you got your gasket and then your studs here and make sure it's clean. We have the cylinder all ready to go. Components, got the head on, and you got everything snugged up. So now it's time to put her together and buckle her down. All right, everybody, so we have Louie out here.
What's up?
He is getting his baby ready for a rip riding session. All right, everybody, so here we are back for day number 2. Yeah, we weren't able to finish it last night. I mean, we could have, but we ended up getting some pizza. It was about 11:30 at night, and we said, you know what, we'll figure the rest of it out tomorrow. So that's what we're doing today. We're wrapping up the top end, which was already wrapped up, but we haven't started it yet. So we're super excited to hear this sucker, to hear how good she rips and sounds. So right now, we are going to be installing or reinstalling, setting the muffler pipe. And then after that's done, we will be ready to Kickstarter and
guess
see
who's
how
gonna
she
Kickstarter?
sounds.
Guess who's gonna Kickstarter? And maybe I'll ride it. I'm in a Kickstarter because she's my baby. Y'all know. So you go do you, boo-boo.
All right, everybody, Mr. Personality. So what we're gonna do is get that going, and then we'll meet you outside for our first kick. All right, everybody, so we got a little bit of a detour, and this is gonna be a little bit of a hack for people out there who don't know how to get a rusty muffler shiny again, right? So here's our muffler. Get some good footage of that, kind of walking around it. Make sure you get it slow and steady. I'll get close, let some rolling shots. Okay. We're gonna see if we can get this rusty son of a gun shiny again. So we're gonna use some sandpaper, all hands on deck, and we're gonna see how shiny we can get this this Pro Circuit exhaust. All right, let's get it.
Getting it all nice and shiny. The boys all getting their hands dirty. Teamwork. Team Giametti.
Not yet, chill, bro.
You want gloves on, you want rust on your face. All right, everybody, so we have it all back put together. We are ready to crank it up to see how great she sounds. Got the muffler on, got it filled up with antifreeze. We are ready, hear it rip. All this stuff. So.
Wow, this bike is fast, dude.
How does it feel now?
Oh, it feels way better. It's a little touchier, but when I get up there on the power band, I tried to open it up a little bit, but it was really tight. But when I get to a track,
Marty, get over here. Marty, come.
get out.
So there it is. We just got a little bit of footage. Got a little dirt on me for that. Bike is running superb. We had to go and get a new spark plug because the old spark plug was not good. So we had a little scare once we put the top end in the jug. It didn't want to, start, but I kind of knew that. I just wanted to see if we can get it rolling. So there it is. New top end, new jug, new piston, and she sounds really good. Check her out.